Tonight, Colorado, we need to have an honest 360 conversation about guns, and one gun in particular, the AR-15. Good evening, I'm Ann TRUJILLO.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. Today we learned the gunman in the Florida high school massacre was using an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle, just like the gunman in Aurora, in Las Vegas, in Sandy Hook, and at the church in Texas 4 months ago.
This is not acceptable. This is something that is completely unacceptable and that we need to take action on. We can say all these great things like condolences and saying we're so sorry for your loss is obviously important. But what we need at this point is not to say that anymore, because there shouldn't be any more children that die.
Shouldn't be any more children that die. And we can all agree that cold-blooded murder of children at school is despicable.
And too often, the gun debate is hijacked by extreme views. So tonight, we go 360 with you, ordinary Coloradans who believe the answer to this terrific trend lies somewhere between prohibition and proliferation.
So read social media today. Thoughts and prayers are no longer enough. We want answers from elected leaders who can do something about it, but so far can't agree on anything.
Denver 7's Mark Stewart is taking a 360 view of this very complicated, crucial issue. Mark?
And let's be very clear, we are not attacking the Second Amendment at all. Let's begin to lay out the facts of this latest tragedy. This is what an AR-15 looks like. It's the most popular rifle in the United States. In fact, at least 8 million people own one. In the words of the NRA, it's adaptable, reliable, and accurate. Tonight, a 360 view on an issue that puts personal safety and personal rights often at odds. You can feel the fear as the rapid sound of gunfire fills the halls of a Florida school. Students racing to save their lives in the midst of a rampage.
He had countless magazines, multiple magazines, and at this point, we believe he had one AR-15 rifle. I don't know if he had a second weapon.
An AR-15, a rifle that you, a family member, or a friend may even own. A weapon that an 18-year-old was able to buy, no problem. The most popular rifle in America, yet with the deadly distinction of being used in some of the worst shootings in our state and in our nation. Our 360 view begins with concerns about the availability of the AR-15 here in Colorado and across the country. A weapon that even some gun owners question, is it really necessary?
I really don't see a reason for assault rifles, to be truthful, and I grew up in a rural area.
A discussion that for many Colorado families is personal.
I think the main thing I would say to people in Washington, have the discussion.
Tom Mauser's son Daniel died in Columbine. He says it's time to give regulation a second look.
Definitely a good time to look at the impact on society of this weapon. These are military-style weapons.
The AR-15 was actually banned between 1994 and 2004, but it was only temporary. The effectiveness questioned.
We haven't done anything that's real after the assault weapons ban. Let's try to do those things that can keep these powerful weapons out of the hands of people who shouldn't have them.
And that takes us to our 360 view of Coloradans who feel such restrictions are worthless.
If this kid didn't have an AR-15, someone could have done the same amount of damage with a handgun, just switching out the magazines. It takes like a second.
Advocates point out the AR-15 is used to protect us. We hunt with it. SWAT teams count on it to defuse crises. Restricting it could threaten our safety and our rights.
It's a really slippery slope to start regulating firearms based on how they look or their function or whether they have a pistol grip or something to that effect. Pretty soon, they're banning every firearm.
An opinion that a lot of people in Colorado are grappling with. How do we balance the Constitution with community safety?
What kind of battle would we be having that would need like an assault rifle at home? But then again, it's their right too. It is their right to bear arms also. I'm not against it, but I'm not with it either.
There are so many views and variations to the gun issue. Regulating magazine size, banning sales, and don't forget the whole unresolved bump stock debate. You can't also ignore the question of mental health in tragedies like this and whether anything could have been done prior. We are listening to you, Colorado. What is your viewpoint? Email us at 360@kmgh.com.